Hey all, and welcome to Shadow Space, and we are commenting on another BCP video. This is called Pizza Hut Sales Surge as Customers Flock to Restaurants After Owner Brings Back Classic 90s Style. This was uploaded May 17th. This is being recorded May 18th, and links in the description. My nose itches,
Do you
so
really
I
think this
do
is the right thing
apologize.
for us to be doing, Ivana?
What will people think?
Let them talk.
Let him talk.
Ivana. It's
Oh
wrong, isn't
my.
it?
But it feels so right.
Then it's a deal?
Yes, we eat our pizza the wrong way.
Crust first.
Introducing stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut. With a ring of cheese baked into a totally new, thinner crust, you'll want to eat it the wrong way. Crust first.
May I have the last slice?
Actually, you're only entitled to half.
Large, just $9.99.
Listen, when the Pizza Hut dining room used to look like this, that pizza used to hit. You could not mess with Pizza Hut. Everybody else was second place. Back then, nobody out pizza the Hut. Everybody out pizzas the Hut now. And I don't know what happened. Okay, the soda in them red cups, it was so crispy. The root beer was extra rooty. I mean, the crust was so crispy. The cheese was extra melted. The pepperonis had extra pepper and double roni. What happened, man? Like, at this time, you had this, and the Scholastic Book Fair was a
Culture. Exactly. Cultural decline. Kids can't read.
great day. If you ever went to the
It's
book,
you can't incentivize kids. I read this March. Did you?
fair, and then you get to go to Pizza Hut that day, it was perfect. Nah, it just don't hit. It be soggy and all that, but forget all that. This was MVP level pizza for probably 90 to 97, 96, 97. They didn't make it to the 2000s, but boy, it used to hit when it looked like this. Should have never changed the dining room.
Back in the day, Pizza Hut buffet felt like winning the lottery. Back in the day, Pizza Hut wasn't just food, it was an event. You could smell that buttery crust before you even opened the door. The red cups, the dim lights, the sticky arcade machines, the waitress bringing over a fresh pizza like she was delivering a gift from the heavens herself. See, when I was growing up, going out to eat used to mean something because we didn't get to go out to eat very much. The majority of our meals were enjoyed at home. But the Pizza Hut buffet felt rich, felt luxurious. It felt like your parents just got paid. Real talk. And Pizza Hut wasn't the only all-you-can-eat buffet out there. KFC had an all-you-could-eat buffet. Wendy's used to have a salad
I,
bar back in the day, and Roy Rogers had a fixins bar. We were living big. Now everything costs $47, comes with depression, and an app to download.
Boy, 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 boy.
comes with depression. Uh, Let's
So,
go.
gotta talk about a feel-good story that each and every last one of us who were alive during the 80s and the 90s, who have these memories, can appreciate. Now, if you were born during the 2000s, you don't know anything
Oh
about
my
this. Okay,
goodness.
this story we're gonna talk about featuring Pizza Hut, okay, which has gone downhill. Now, I'm not a big pizza guy, okay, to be honest with you, but one of my fondest memories growing up was eating Pizza Hut for dinner with my family. Like actually going out to eat, not getting takeout, but going out to eat at Pizza Hut. I remember a Pizza Hut restaurant in Hosky, North Carolina. I'm not sure if many of you guys are familiar with Hosky, but there was a Pizza Hut in a Hosky that I used to love to eat at. I remember pulling up with my family, sitting down, having a large pizza. I'm a big meat guy. Pause. But I'm just saying, I love having a lot of meat on my pizza, right? I love drowning my pizza in the Parmesan cheese as well, too. You got the salad bar. You have the low lights, right? The red cups, right?
Yeah.
The tables with, like, the picnic mats, right? It was just a different time, right? It was just a different time. And you know, I have
Yeah.
vivid memories of what Pizza Hut used to be like. Again, nowadays, I'm not a big pizza guy. I don't think that the pizza today from Pizza Hut is the same that it was back then. Back then, I remember it being amazing, right? Absolutely amazing. But nowadays, I don't really bother with pizza that much. Like, I'm just not the type of dude that's going to order pizza, you know, when I go out to eat, or if I'm sitting at home and I'm watching a football game or a UFC fight or a sporting event or whatever. Like, I'm not going to be the pizza guy, right? I like wings. I don't particularly remember eating Pizza Hut wings back then, right? I remember the pizza. But yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not a big pizza guy, but I love pizza back then, specifically from Pizza Hut. That would be like the only pizza that I would eat, okay? But again, nowadays, I don't think that the pizza is as good as it was back then. Part of the reason why I don't really eat it, okay? Regardless, there are a lot of people who are now flocking to Pizza Hut because they're restoring their restaurant back to their former glory days. And I want to talk about this because, again, each and every last one of us who actually were alive back then and had the experience of the classic Pizza Hut understands how much this is missed, okay? How it is very hard to get this experience again. So without further ado, let's get into it.
In the hills of Tunkhannock, Pennsylvania, a familiar red roof catches the eye. Inside, the vinyl booths, Tiffany-style lamps, and yes, the salad bar you may remember from decades ago.
I mean, it's amazing the comments we have about, they have the red cups. You know, yes, we do.
Tim Sparks got his start working at a Pizza Hut that looked like this. He's now president of Dayland Corporation, which owns this franchise and more than 80 others around.
Because it's heritage, because it's culture.
On the country. They've redecorated
It's what people
many restaurants
remember.
to rewind the clock.
It looks exactly like the one that I remember from when I was a kid.
It's
that's what we were after.
quality. It's having a standard.
Sure.
Some Pizza Hut classics are now
It's
top-performing
it's
locations.
the choice of whether to modernize. It's the choice of whether to modernize or to just continue what you're doing. Do you embrace the new technology, or do you just continue to do things the old way?
Customers show up for a piece of their childhood
It just brings back memories.
to share with their own kids.
When you finally find something that tastes how you genuinely
See, we live in a day and age where people don't want to have kids. Those times are gone. They're over.
remember it tasting, like you can't let it go.
It's not a
I hope
value
so. I
that
hope
people
so. I
have
hope
anymore.
It tastes the way that it used to taste, because if it do, I'm gonna have to find one of these Pizza Hut classic locations and pull up. Right, I'm gonna have to, because I remember back in the day, again, the pizza being amazing, particularly the sausage pizza. Right, a large sausage and pepperoni pizza, amazing. Okay, no ranch dressing needed. Right, I just sprinkle that Parmesan on it, and then, you know, go to town. So if they're bringing back the old pizza and they're bringing back the old feel, right, the old style feel, the classic feel, then yeah, I definitely got to pull up the Pizza Hut, right, one of these classic Pizza Huts, and try it out.
People come from 2 and 3 hours away, and I'm not making that up.
More restaurants are serving up nostalgia. Franchises like Burger King and KFC returned to old school logos and packaging in recent years. At Pizza Hut, they even brought back Pac-Man. But for Sparks, this is much more than a game. It's a mission to rebuild places where families can connect.
If we could get them in here as a family, they do tend to put their phones down and actually have conversations and speak with each other. I'm not going to tell you I know how to fix the world, but I do think that family is a good place to start.
He hopes to renovate more of his restaurants as long as he can find enough of those.
It's like it's literally the only thing that's keeping us going is the continuation of the species.
Those lamps.
They're hard to get.
Yeah, they're almost impossible.
Some people want humanity to die. There are some people who don't care about humans. They think that we're a rather wasteful thing in terms of nature and the grand scheme of things, and that the whole thing would just be completely better off without us.
A familiar taste,
Well, cheers.
Cheers, though.
bringing people together.
Just like I remember it.
Again, Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, Tunkhannock, Pennsylvania.
Wow. I hope this trend continues, because modern doesn't necessarily mean better, right? A lot of people think that modern means better, but I really don't think that it does. I think, for the most part, most of these fast food restaurants have gone downhill, right? Red Lobster's going downhill. It's not what it used to be. I remember growing up eating at Red Lobster, and that was like a special occasion, right? I remember,
Yeah, well,
people be like,
Red
"Hey,
Lobster also
eating at Red
declared
Lobster is
bankruptcy.
fancy," right? That is, what you eat when you got money, right? Nowadays, eating at Red Lobster is not a very special occasion. Okay, Red Lobster is not what it used to be. There are a lot of restaurants that are not what it used to be. Again, including Pizza Hut. But again, if they can bring this back, they can make this work. Then I'm hoping that this continues a trend of bringing back the classics, right? The stuff that worked, right? That made people fall in love with these restaurants in the first place. So let's read here. Pizza Hut corporate spent 7 years killing the exact thing this guy is bringing back, and his stores are now some of the busiest in the entire chain. Tim Sparks, president of Dallin Corporation, is converting 80 Pizza Hut locations to the original 1980s format: red cups, salad bars, stained glass lamps, Pac-Man machines, vinyl booths. His first job was a Pizza Hut dishwasher. Yeah, I love stories like this. I absolutely love stories like this. When I got my first job working at a grocery store, right, as a cashier.
Yeah. See, it really just goes to show that you don't need an education. You need a desire. You need passion. You need something that you want to do. And then you need to figure out the steps that you need to take to get there.
I learned basically...
It's having direction. It's having a plan. It's knowing where you're trying to get to.
Store, right? How to do everything. Okay, I was in the meat department. I was in the produce department. I was in the deli department, right? So I was cooking fried chicken. I was cutting the boar's head meat. I was taking care of the fruits and vegetables. I was also taking care of everything in the meat department, cleaning the bathrooms. I was a jack of all trades, right? I was doing everything, right? And because I was doing everything, I wanted to run the store, right? I wanted to own my own grocery store. I wanted to manage the grocery store. So when I got my first job as a teenager, it inspired me to be an entrepreneur in the sense that I wanted to own it, right? That was the first time that I was like, oh, wait, I know how to do everything. I could probably run this store. So the whole point of me telling this story is that, this is the classic kind of American dream, right? Entrepreneur story, right? You start off working some low-level position, and then you work your way up, and then, you are managing the store, or you own the store, or whatever, right? So I had the same type of dream growing up when I got my first job, working in low-level positions and just trying to work my way up and to do more, right? So again, I love stories like this. The classics are massively outperforming standard Pizza Huts. Customers drive 2 to 3 hours to eat there. A single Facebook post about one classic location in Pennsylvania got 7,500 shares and broke onto TikTok overnight. Meanwhile, corporate is doing the exact opposite. 250 store closures planned for the first half of 2026. Quote-unquote red roof dine-in franchises no longer offered to new operators. Yum Brands is considering selling the entire chain. No obvious buyer. The decline numbers are brutal. Pizza Hut held 25% of U.S. pizza market share in 1995. Today, under 14% in 2019. Half of traditional stores were still dine-in, but 90% of revenue came from off-premise orders. Corporate saw the mismatch and decided to eliminate the dine-in format entirely, convert everything to delivery boxes, compete with Domino's on logistics. The problem with that strategy, Domino's is a technology company that happens to sell pizza. Their competitive advantage is in order tracking, delivery optimization, and franchise efficiency. When Pizza Hut stripped out the booths, the salad bar, the lamps, and the experience, they became a worse Domino's. A typical Pizza Hut location now generates 20% less revenue than the average across the other 4 major pizza chains. Their biggest franchisee went bankrupt in 2020 and closed 300 stores. Total sales haven't grown since 2004, 22 years of stagnation. And a former dishwasher is adding salad bars and Pac-Man machines, and people are driving across state lines. the Friday night with your family in a vinyl booth under a stained glass lamp while the kids play arcade games and loaded up plates at the salad bar. That was always what Pizza Hut was selling. Corporate optimized it off the balance sheet. One franchisee who grew up inside the original version understood what the spreadsheet couldn't measure. Yeah, I mean, hey, I kind of agree with that in the sense that it was about the experience, right? The product was good too, but the experience was a part of the product, right? The pizza being good was one part of it, but the experience of going to Pizza Hut and sitting down and having a nice meal with your family, the classic feel, the ambiance, yeah, that in and of itself was such a powerful experience that even somebody like myself, who was born in the 90s, I remember it vividly, right? Despite being so young. And yes, I yearn for it. I want that experience again, right? I want to experience that once again, right? And if Pizza Hut can bring that back, then who knows? Maybe, you know, I'll pull up, and maybe a lot of other people who love that experience growing up will pull up to Pizza Hut and to show that this works, right? That going back to what worked before, what made these restaurants great in the first place, going back to that can actually work in 2026. It can work in today's modern society. But we're going to see. I am hoping the best for this entrepreneur. I love stories like this, and I am hoping that more Pizza Huts adopt this. I hope that more restaurants turn back the clock and become what they once were, right? Because
I don't know, because I mean, that's where we live, where you order it on your phone, someone else picks it up and delivers it to you. You don't even leave the house. We contact each other on social media and phones. We don't live in those days.
Today's restaurants are lifeless, right? They really lack the character and the culture that they used to have. But we're going to see. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
I mean, I don't know. I know this was kind of light on the commentary. Just we don't live in those times anymore. We really just don't. I mean, again, there's no real, like, I don't know. I don't know. Well, you think of, like, the movies, like all this, like, Marvel hype with Disney. Like, Marvel has been around for a while. None of this is new. Everyone who has been in all of the comics and all the characters and all of the lore in the universe has already been in here for the whole time. It's not like this is new. Like, the Marvel movies, like Jurassic Park, like, all of this stuff that just gets modernized. Like, I don't know. There's a market for it because those people are still around. The problem is that once those people get old, if their children don't pass on those traditions to their children, then it'll just kind of fall off. Sort of the curse of sort of trying to play at nostalgia is that eventually the nostalgia wears off. I guess it's really gauging when you need to shift to something different, to something modern, and when not to. When to try to capture that nostalgia. Because, well, I don't know. I mean, just you have the big pizza stores like Domino's or whatever. Like, would you ever be in a system where you could have more, or some of them could leave and other ones could rise up. I don't know. Just because Pizza Hut used to be a popular chain, but I mean, stagnation for that long? I don't know. I don't know. I hope they do well. I'm, yeah.